And it's a good morning. How are you, Imagine Nairobi? This is your one stop shop for political and every other trending news in Nairobi right now. Thank you very much for joining me once again. Today, being the 9th of April, the year is 2026. More than a 48. Yes, at least today, tumeamua tufike mapema. We are trying to catch up with what we promised, and we are going to deliver moving forward. And today, I'm running solo. Our guest for today was a no-show, but I'm thanking you very much for being with me. And today ninataka tuchambue magazeti kidogo. Our dailies are full of information today, and that is what I was going through since this morning, trying to get you updated to the dailies. And looking at the Standard, the front page, very interesting news. I think tulichambua kidogo yesterday evening before we wrapped up here, where they are calling it the pulling no punches. Pulling no punches for His Excellency the President William Samoei Ruto, where there's a photo of the former deputy president, and the writings on the page are former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua had bided his time. And when the moment came, he seized it with both hands. Literally, the Deputy President yesterday went full combat on the President, leaving no words unsaid. He literally gave the President a piece of his mind, where he actually went ahead and introduced his team, elected members, to the president. And on other news, the daily newspaper, there are some very interesting news here, where one is saying Sifuna seeks tribunal shield against ODM Oster. So apparently, ODM is looking to kick out Sifuna. This is not news. Most of you know more about this. But Sifuna is going ahead to try and block his kusukumwa nje by ODM, where he has sought help from the tribunal, from the political party's tribunal. And the word is that Sifuna, from the writings that I can read from the e-papers, is that a fresh push to remove him as a ODM Secretary General. Sifuna has gone ahead and sought a new defense mechanism from the political party's dispute tribunal, urging that the ouster to remove him is illegal. And the governor of Homa Bay has written to Sifuna asking him to leave the party willingly. It's a very interesting conversation around there. And quite honestly, I do not know if even the ODM, there is Linda Monanchi and Linda Ground or something. Both of them, I think they would rather have Sifuna as acting the Secretary General of ODM, knowing very well the current issues they have with the zoning thing. And I see most of the people who used to ride on ODM wako na issue na hii kitu ya kukua an open ground for everyone, that UDA can bring its own members to the ODM zones and there be a free fight, an open fight where people can actually vote on issues, where people can campaign on whose manifesto is better than the other one. People want zoning. People want to be assured that these zones are ours. Nobody is taking away our privilege, our entitlement of being ODM members and grabbing what has been rightfully ours. Apparently, that is what people think. And I think, as one wakili, Mr. Mwangi, said, Baba Raila Omolo Odinga had two faces of him. And one of the faces was he always had contingencies for everything. And I think his contingency for 2027, as we were told by Wakili, was one Edwin Sifuna. And it would be very wrong for ODM to kick out Sifuna right now, knowing very well Sifuna might be their savior come 2027, especially for people who think their seats are very safe. Because as it is right now in Luo Nyanza, people will feel very comfortable running with ODM or with UDA and winning seats. And come 2027, Sifuna might be very handy protesting ama bringing a new face of rejecting this thing of having a free and fair fight. Lazima watu wakuwe na hizo cluster zao, waseme hii ni yetu, hii ni ya ODM, hii ni ya ODM, na nominations ita play a very big role. But when you have UDA there, then itakuwa an unfair fight. Let me say, it will be fair fight for national matters, but it will be an unfair fight for people who are used on riding on ODM. So the next update actually is for the zoning thing, and I think we've covered that. And Mr. Orengo now come here another tackle. Mr. Inside Orengo's complex dance with the Odinga dynasty. I don't believe loyalty to the Odingas with Mr. Orengo has ever been an issue. Orengo has demonstrated his loyalty to the Odingas time and again. However, his free spirit has always been out there. Orengo has never been shy of speaking his mind, even when Baba was alive. And I think it is the same thing. Some would argue, as I can see here, people are saying on the comments below the headline on the e-papers. Actually, here, one of the people is saying that Orengo is being defiant and Orengo is feeling entitled. Orengo is not feeling entitled. Orengo has always been Orengo. There was a time that BBI went to Bomas and everybody was okay with BBI being moved to be inclusified within our constitution. And Orengo made one very clear comment, mbele ya baba. And I wouldn't call that not being loyal. Orengo, the question of Orengo being loyal has never been a question. I think Orengo is being Orengo. Orengo is, he always has his way of governance. And that is what he's portraying right now. That is what he's pushing out there for people to see. He does not agree probably with the current administration's way of rule. And I think Orengo is trying just to be Orengo. He's been Orengo in 1997. He's been Orengo all the way from the 1992, even beyond that in school. So I think Orengo is being Orengo. The next update after that is where Kindiki is toning down attacks against Gashagua's DCP. And you would wonder why. I apparently have no views on that. I'm trying to look at the comments below that. Why Kindiki would tone down on the DCP leader, that is Rigathi Gachagua. Actually, yesterday on kwa mazishi, I was hoping he would be the one defending his boss, that is the current deputy president, considering that the president has called for decorum and he was trying to hold his peace as much as possible. I was actually hoping that the deputy president would be the one trying to retaliate and show some force to the former deputy president as he paraded his team and tried to humiliate the president, as it is written here, not my own opinion. Yes. And the next update is Kenya shillings 4.8 billion fuel scandal. ODM defends CS Wandani and Kenyanjui. First of all, I'll give my opinion on this. I think when one is appointed as a cabinet secretary, one automatically carries the burden of liability. If accusations fall within your docket, you can never play dumb, for lack of a better word, as our expert, CS, let me call him expert, he's an expert, we were told they are experts, claimed, I do not know, I was forced to appoint so and so. Directives came from a higher office. I do not think that is any defense for any cabinet secretary. The first thing when you should know liability comes with the job. So if there are any inconsistencies, if there are any problems within your docket, then you're the first victim. You're the first person to take liability and probably step aside, have another person take the docket as investigations move on. However, there's a lot of people from ODM trying to defend the two CSs. I think particularly Wandani is the one being defended by ODM, and even the head of the party leader ODM, Bona Oburu, has called on the ODM team members to defend one Mr. Wandani, the former MP. Yes, that is very interesting. That the only time we lean on our parties and our tribes is when people has squandered money and now they need to defend from the population, where else the monies went to a nuclear family. It's actually one of the comments here. I can read one of the people. One of the people is asking. One of the ODM members is asking, why do we need to defend him? If there were any inconsistencies, if there were any allegations, let everyone take their own burden. Yes, that's a comment from Mwananchi. Amecomment hapo kwa hiyo headline ya 4.8 billion fuel scandal. Okay, cracks at united opposition. Ego defiring strategy lead to standoff. So basically, this is the yesterday's uproar between the president and the former deputy president, and the allegations that the comments that the former president, the retired president, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the comment he made at a barrio somewhere in Kirinyaga, saying that Anaskiza ground aligns with the DCP's motto. Is it motto? Yes. There are no comments on that. Literally nobody wants to touch that. People want to stay clear of that comment. That is very interesting also. The next headline is Wetangula's Damascus moments as MPs defy Ruto order. So this is quite interesting also. Very interesting actually. This is a headline I would get into. This is a headline I saw yesterday, and I wanted to know more about it. This is where the president called on immunities, that is tax immunities and every other immunities for this organization called the Global Center on Adoption, the GCA. So GCA is a Dutch-based climate NGO. For not to defend the president, but there is almost 170 other organizations in this country that enjoy the same kind of immunities as GCA were requesting for. Now the problem is GCA has some pending issues from Europe, from its one of their financiers, and they seem to have misappropriated some of them finances they were trusted with. But all again, you would ask why we would need to place these people in this country, give them tax holidays. What exactly would we be benefiting from? The president argued that the diplomacy climate policies were a big benefit to us. But all again, we have about 23 other organizations offering the same services. You would wonder why this particular organization, whose head actually is the chancellor of University of Nairobi, appointed by the same president, our current president, in 2024. So you would wonder why this particular organization, whose also strings attached to one individual in this country, friends of the president also, would need such kind of immunities. Yes, I would understand if they were bargaining for maybe tax some of the tax reliefs, not this very much tax reliefs, considering Kenya is struggling with tax revenue collection. And this would be a very good way of collecting taxes, because these people are loaded. These people have very deep pockets, and as I'm looking here, they've done some really nice works in other countries. But also, we also need to consider that they might be, because some of the areas they were asking for tax reliefs were for on imports, exports, and local goods. They were also asking for immunity from prosecution while in Kenya for each and every member of that organization. So if this is not someone looking to do some damage and having us let him get away with it, you'd wonder why they would need that much protection while setting shop in this country. Yes, we understand. Again, as I said, there is almost 170 non-state entities in this country that enjoy the same kind of freedoms. But this is quite extensive. And if they wanted tax reliefs, we also have the ECZs, that is the special economic zones. They can always set up shop there, and they would enjoy those facilities, as they also give us jobs, as they also give us some of that money they are getting from Europe, so they can share us to the money in terms of taxes. But this is very wrong. My apologies, I won't say it's very wrong, but you would wonder why this one entity is asking for so much before setting up shop in this country. There is another headline here: Edwin Sifuna's options for 2027. I think if there is one man that is so unpredictable, is Sifuna. Nobody knows what he's going to do. There is one comment here: Sifuna bitter after not getting the CS appointment. Who said Sifuna was looking to get appointment as a cabinet secretary? I think that is rumors that we should be staying clear of in this country. The next comment here is Sifuna is probably looking for governor position. I don't think Sifuna has made any intentions of being a governor. The next comment here below that headline is a minute. Yes, Sifuna looking to be the president. I think you are the people, the Mwananchi are the people calling Sifuna to vie for presidency. Sifuna has never made such claims in this country that he wants to be the president. However, I think Sifuna is one very tricky conversation. Sifuna ni tipito, unamukanyaga pole pole. We do not know where this gentleman will land in 2027. We just have to wait and see. Yes, UDA ODM in fresh clash over zoning. We had a conversation here when we started about zoning. One of the things that people are currently realizing is how Baba carried a lot of people on his back. Baba literally babysitted people in this country. Baba alibeba watu na mgongo. And it is now that people are going to understand just how much they needed Baba. And it's quite sad how they are treating the daughter, considering that themselves know how much they took from Baba. And it's only fair that Winnie Odinga gets to enjoy some of ODM's perks, as claims were being made that the committee made a hasted decision by not appointing Winnie Odinga as the party leader. With this zoning thing, kama ni ukweli people are capable of running and winning without holding on to their zones, mbona mnaogopa hii? Acha kila mtu ingie uko ndani, acha UDA ingie uko ndani. It's a broad-based government. UDA also needs to feel, because people are enjoying government courtesy of UDA, so it's only fair that UDA also gets to enjoy opposition power, the largest party, that is ODM, power on the other side. So I think it's a scratch decisions that need to be understood and felt on both sides. Watu waache uoga. Kama tuko kwa serikali sisi wote, acha sisi wote to enjoy. Na it's only fair that happens. I do not know how true that is going to come. Police launch probe into Senator Osotsi Kisumu attacks. Yes, that was very depressing yesterday. I saw the video, and you'd wonder why this would happen. I had an evening yesterday with a colleague of mine, and he told me maybe politicians in this country need to act the way we see the mob bosses acting in the movies, the Godfather's way and everything. Being a politician nowadays in Kenya has gotten to be a very tricky business. You can no longer walk in the streets on the opposition side freely without expecting someone throwing a shoot at you, ama a bullet at you, ama some kicks here and there like Otsotsi enjoyed yesterday. That was quite a tricky one. I do not know who went after him. It is not my place to make that comment. I'm trying to look at the comment here, and people are very heartless. One person is asking here, alikuwa anafanya nini? Hey, that is tricky. Let me not go there. But Otsoti, yes, suffered in the hands of people. We do not know who sent the goon after him. Ama they just acted organically all on their own and thought this is someone not aligned with our political ways, so we should teach him some lesson. I do not know what lesson they were trying to teach him. Haikuwa kitu mzuri. 3 dead, others trapped as building collapses in Kibera. Hii kitu tunafaa kuangalia. It's getting out of hand now. Buildings are collapsing left, right and center. And sijui kama niite grid ama niite nini. This thing of people trying to scale down on materials while building, I think it will cost you more for you to build with substandard materials ama lesser materials than you're supposed to use. Alafu nyumba ianguke tu, then you facing murder charges, because that was what some of the people are being charged with if you construct a house that is loose and drops on people. Kujenga tu vizuri. If you're going to do 6 floors and you know very well the monies you have can only do 4 floors, I think it's only fair for you to do the 4 floors first. Perfect job. Then you continue as time goes by. Rather than building something, then having you have to go to jail. I think hiyo sio kitu mzuri. And this was quite sad. It's been happening. And it goes all the way to city inspectors. It goes all the way to NCA. That is National Construction Authority. And I fail to understand why we would see Kanjo wakiharaswa mama wanauza maembe town, wakiwatoa na fujo. Then you'll have a loud mouth for a CEC that is going around telling people hapana hapa sio mahali mnaweza uzia. Why don't we see the same kind of force being implemented into constructions, into city development? There was a time pale Kindaruma hapa Kilimani kulikuwa kuna jengwa. Kindaruma past Ring Road pale mbele. There's a very huge flat ilikuwa inajengwa hapo. Ilikuwa inaconstructiwa day and night. And the amount of litter that was left on the roads ilikuwa inaweka traffic, especially jioni na asubuhi, vibaya sana. And we have city inspectors traveling around there. We have the city executive walking around Kilimani, because I'm sure he trends on those roads, going places we all know. You'd wonder why these people will ignore such perils, knowing very well the amount of damage that it's causing in this city. Losing 1-2 people is too many. It is too many. 2 deaths, 1 death in this country via collapse of buildings is 1 too many. Right now, buildings, skyscrapers are being risen in Kilimani day and night. Literally, pipeline na Kilimani hazina tofauti siku hizi. And I'm not saying it's proper to build such houses in pipeline and not in Kilimani. No, this is what I'm saying. Since the damage has already been done in pipeline, why don't we try to control where it hasn't been done? And even in pipeline also, I think it's only fair for the existing buildings for city inspectors to go and inspect and see if these buildings are proper enough for habitable. Are they livable? Are they places that people can live and not have to worry about future perils? This is quite depressing. And also, these trucks zenye zinauza cement concrete squeezy. I had the trick there that they're doing squeezy places where 100 cements are supposed to be used. Wanapiga 5 cements alafu the rest is their own products alafu wanapeleka kwa construction sites. These are things that city inspectors should all blame falls under the government, because the government is the protector of the people. This is what they are paid for. I do not understand why we can have 100 men chasing women who are trying to sell mangoes in town na biscuits, but we have city inspectors parking along wine and spirits in Kilimani wakipiga shots, washa collect from wachinku huko wakijenga, alafu saa kazi afternoon kutulia mahali wakipiga shots zao ndani ya ile double cab zao. It is not correct at all, at all, at all, at all, at all. They use these incidents where in Roiro where not city inspectors, not county inspectors. It was NCA. NCA raided this house in Roiro, pale Kimbo. Yes, it was a residential. It wasn't a flat. Just ka one floor up kashaanza kusukumwa. This is someone financing the construction via loan. These people come collect their monies and leave. Then Kanjo come kuweka vitisho kidogo kidogo, collect their monies and leave. I do not understand why you need to collect monies if you're going to why is the same spirit we are seeing in town of harassing people trying to trade? Why don't we see the same zeal happening in constructions? We could save so many lives. I'm trying to look at the comments around this highlight. Where 3 people died in Kibera yesterday. It's very sad. It's very, 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 very sad. Let me look at the comment kidogo. Just a minute. So one of the people is actually saying that he was at the site yesterday, and the Nairobi County Chief Officer for Disaster Management and Response, Bramwell Simiyu, was on site, and he made a comment that the building was under demolition. Yes, some of the comments here I cannot read live. They are not very comfortable reading. But yes, this is something that definitely needs to be looked at. It is not a good thing. Yes, and fear and fury in Ahero as Chude gang terrorizes locals. There is a new cash crop in Ahero rather than rice. Inaitwa Chude. It's been there. Actually, I've had it before. These are people with crude weapons, machetes and the rest. I was about to make a very uncomfortable comment, but yes, let me let it pass. So here is Chude gang. It's terrorizing people, locals in Ahero. And I wish, let me just make a comment. I wish the same way police handle such gangs in areas like Chude, where you do not see youth in extensive areas like Isumu Town, Siaya, and Homa Bay being terrorized by policemen simply because they are you are a Luo and there is a gang called Chude. I wish the same courtesy would extend to Central Region, where not every other youth ukishikwa kwa barabara we ni mongeki and that is it, you've been convicted and you've been branded. People trying to worship within their shrines, comfortable shrines that they've actually put up a sign up there that this is where we worship. And people being drunk, it's very not fair. So I think we can extend the same courtesy in other areas, which is very well. Fuel crisis bites, stock ziko out, reported across the country. I thought our CS said that we need not to worry. Our expert CS said we need not to worry because we have enough fuel stocks. Apparently, we need to be very shocked. We need to be very uneasy because stock is running out. One of the persons here is commenting and saying this is not a shortage of fuel. This is just suppliers trying to hold on fuel, seeing if they can fetch better prices in the future. I think the CS either way is failing because it's within his docket and he's supposed to control how fuel movement is going on. There are inspectors that need to be out in the field making sure that whomever has fuel is doing proper flow of it and selling to the consumers when they need it, how they need it, at the right price. Ruto Gashagwa clash in. This is a topic we covered yesterday. It's within another. It's on the Standard newspaper. Another landlord jailed for 7 years over Huruma building collapse. Yes, another building that collapsed. This is some time back. The landlord has been jailed for 7 years. I honestly, this is one of the topics that I do not know how to handle. Some of the landlords are quite innocent, giving jobs to contractors who are not fully complying with the job they've been given. Some of the landlords are just careless, they just do it for profit making. But I think this is an area that needs to be vetted very carefully because some of the landlords are not fully to blame. We have some very malicious contractors in this town. Yes. Yes, an autopsy reveals that the man died in Keringet police station, died of a brutal forces, killing a 33-year-old Bernard Cheriot, who died in police custody, has revealed that he succumbed to severe head injuries. Another story of extrajudicial services from our beloved police force. We cannot all blame it on them, but yes, he was in your custody, so he died. The combat traders reveal from relocation shock. This was eventually going to be a problem. You cannot relocate 60,000 people and expect they are not going to be clashed here and there. Gikomba is one of the areas that give services to a lot of people in this country. Most of the people in this country get their livelihood from Gikomba. Relocating 60,000 people is not, that is about 2 words. In some cases, 3 words. Relocating them is not an easy job. I understand our president is trying to do a very good job in that area. But for me, I felt like moving them or shifting them in phases was more appropriate. Having some people bring them in town, maybe at the back streets where the current governor is placing our hawkers in town, maybe giving them, because you cannot relocate someone from Gikomba and take them to Ngara. It doesn't make sense. I do not know how that is going to reveal. I'm not trying to say it's a bad thing. I've seen the project that the president is anticipating on setting up in Gekomba. It's quite a very good project, but I don't think doing things at the rush that they're there. And I'll say this again. There was a time that the president said, the day that people will feel uncomfortable not calling me out for mistakes done, that is the day that you will know I'm not a good president. And Mr. President, I am loving the work you're doing, but quite honestly, I don't think the move to relocate Gekomba people that fast was called for. I think it was easier moving them either in phases. I'm properly doing a relocation plan that would have facilitated for everyone to feel as comfortable as they were in Gekomba market. People were working at on very hazardous areas in Gikomba. Some places getting burned, some places just firing up because kuna watu wanatumia pasi, kuna watu wanatumia moto, kuko all crowded up and everything. It was a nice move to bring the modernity in that area so people can work in favorable conditions. But all the same, this is per capita within our country. And these are people that are going to be rendered jobless for quite some time, most of them, because I am made to understand that most of the people in Gekomba coexist. So you're doing, unauza nguo, mwingine anapiga pasi. So huyu haezi fanya kazi bila huyu. There's someone anafungua bail, so anangojaga huyu afungue so they can get a bit. There is that coexistence in Gikomba. Kuna mwenye anauza hizi vitu zinatoka Kisii, Mandizi, kuna zenye zinatoka sijui wapi. So people coexist within Gekomba, and I'm felt to understand from the comments I'm getting here is that most of the people feel that there was that not consideration of how the market worked, and there was a rush into things. Some people are very comfortable because there are some people who made some quite of money. There are other people who've not made enough money to go relocate and stand on their own. So that coexistence, I think it should have been something that should have been considered. All the same, it's a good project, and go, Mr. President. Kenya shillings 143 billion revenue crisis chokes county services. Let us open this and see the comments around this. So, county governments are owed 143 billion in uncollected revenues, exposing deep structural weaknesses in local revenue mobilization, even as devolved units struggle to fund services and development projects. Devolution needs to be strengthened, Mr. President. Yet again, I'm still going to point out where the national government is failing. And some of the places, Mr. President, actually in your manifesto, even post you getting elected, you pledged that the county governments were going to get their fair share. The county governments were going to get the monies that are owed to them. Because one of the things that even our host here, Mr. Malona, explained is that one of the ways to measure success of a leader is by how they manage their monies. And if a leader is going to have a lot of pending bills, it means that that leader did not plan well for their budget. And if most of our devolved leaders, those are the governors, are going to be left with debt on their hands, it's likely that moving forward, next governments that are going to come after them are going to be taking care of the pending bills so much than implementing their views, their own agendas. Because one of the biggest things with democracy is having an exchange of power, having new life to power, because each and every person has something to offer. So when we get new blood, when we get new set of leadership into county government, and the only thing they have to take care of is previous regimes' pending bills, then it means we do not get development within our devolved governments. So, Mr. President, one of the things that can really help this country to move forward is to make sure that the county governments get their fair share of monies that have been pledged or owed to them. Because yes, most of these governors are misusing public funds. You'll have a governor walking, flying all the way to Japan to go benchmark. As Mr. Maloma was explaining, there is a machine, a hospital equipment that needs to be shipped from Japan to Kenya. There's a company with a very detailed website and details on how to acquire the machine and bring it back to this country. Then you'll have a governor spending about 10 million Kenya shillings or 5 million Kenya shillings, going all the way to Japan with family members with a whole entourage of CECs to go benchmark, view this machine, then go and find the machine is worth 2 million bob. They've spent 10 million Kenya shillings to travel to Japan just to find out the machine costs 2 million Kenya shillings. Why else they could have stuck with their budget, imported the machine for 2 million Kenya shillings, because the details are there. That is why we have these technologies. That is why we have websites, because there's clarity of that. There's also consulates on the other side. And these consulates are there at our disposal on this side. So the Kenyan government can use those consulates to do any benchmarking that is needed on the other side. So we do not have to spend those so much money in travels and everything. But all the same, enough said and understood. I wish that the country governments could be given their fair amount of share of monies, so this country can move forward accordingly. Yes. Homes torched, 47 officers injured in Sia, unrest escalates. Let us look at this. This is a headline at the e-dailies. What is the daily newspaper? At least 5 houses have been burnt down in the game, Ramula, Siaya County, as a protest of an alleged eviction by Shanta Gold Limited. Okay. Police say that their initial investigation indicates that the targeted properties belongs to villagers perceived to have softened their stance on the continuous company settlement plan. So apparently there's a gold company that is trying to resettle people from their own homes to other areas, and some of the people felt that it wasn't right for them, they were not getting a fair part of the deal. So unrest escalated where at least 47 officers were injured and homes were torched. This is very disturbing. And back again to administration, I think if such instances where the area admins handle such situation with clarity and there is no corruption involved, some of the instances would be avoidable. Because looking at the comments here, I'm looking at some of the locals' comment here, and one person is saying that corruption in this country is killing our people. This would have been avoided if only he's mentioned names and said if only mentioning names. No, I cannot mention names here. And he says if only these people he's mentioned would have taken clear measures to just make sure that the process moved swiftly and not squander monies that were paid to them. So yes, as I said earlier, such instances in this country only always trickle down to corruption. So you'll find a small group of people were given monies to maybe resettle these people properly, and they decided they were not going to give them their fair share, and they needed some kickbacks. Either they cut some of the budgets that were there, short-handing the people they were supposed to relocate. Property managers jailed 3 years over 1.6 million rent theft. Yes, hawa ni agent wenye wanasukumaga watu hii Nairobi kama kitu ingine. So Nairobi property manager have been sentenced to 3 years in prison for stealing more than 6.1 million Kenya shillings in rent collected from tenants, bringing to a close a case that has dragged for 6 good years. Mr. Peter Gavongo Gikonyo was handed the custodial sentence. Yes, so this is a property manager that collects, tunawaitaga agent wenye wanazungukaga wakichukua nyumba na kuharas watu. So apparently this Mr. Peter Gathongo collected monies for 6 years, collecting a cumulative of 6.1 million Kenya shillings, then paced with it, akaenda nayo, and he's been handed a 3-year jail term because of that. Gashagwa unveils DCP party for Emurwa Dikil mini poll. People are already jumping into the by-elections. So Emurwa Dikil is where we have our departed former MP, Mr. What did you used to call him? Ngong. Yes, Mr. Ngong, who passed away via ile plane crash. So apparently, we won MCA and can get MP in Narok. Gachagua unveiled DCP candidate for Emua Dikin mini poll. Mr. DCP was quite busy yesterday from Nyandarua all the way to Narok. That was quite interesting and unveiling, and he's very confident that he's going to take even the mini poll that is about to happen in Emua Dikir. That is very interesting. We're going to see that. I also understand that our very able CS Interior has his own candidate. Let us see the show of a hand there and who's going to win the race. I understand the spouse to the departed Mr. Ngong was about to run there, but apparently she got a job via the Ministry of ICT. She was appointed a board member by our very own Kafogo. You know, when you mention Kafogo, some form of money intention comes by. I hope I'll get some money today. Kafogo comes with money. The name comes with money. Fuel shortage in Nakuru causes Matatu's fare hike. I was afraid of this. This was a fear that was inevitably coming our way. Every time there's a fuel shortage, even the rumor, not even the correct thing, a rumor of it, matatu zinaamua sisi nayo haraka haraka tukisongaga. Sasa mali ya 50 unasikia ni 100, mali ya 100 unasikia ni 120, zikiendeleaga tu hivyo. This is a whole stream of cartel that is about to roam now. Vita ya Iran, I know Madagascar has already declared the fuel shortage a national crisis. I do not know why we are not declaring it and giving our national reserves. Maybe we are okay with it, but Nakuru already is facing shortages, and part of Nairobi also is facing shortages. I never felt alone. Comedian Sami Kioko, after Bruto Machako's assault. Yes. I first of all, let me make a comment. This is a comedian, and I'm very sorry for what happened to him. I never know Sammy was that short. I normally think I'm short, but I felt very comfortable being taller than Sammy. Sammy is quite short. Yes, he was brutally mishandled by Machakos police for going after the Machakos County governor, and this trickles down to what we had a conversation earlier here of counties not getting proper monies when they are owed, because now incumbent governors are having a lot of issues with handling pending bills, and each governor feels they need to develop what they promised the people, but now they do not have the monies to do that because they have to pay monies they've inherited, debts they've inherited from their predecessors. So I think this also comes down to the national government, where the national government needs to pay monies owed to the counties on time. And I would love to see the comments on the Sami Kioko issue. Sami Kioko he called a whole press conference, And I saw him pointing out to a certain lady and certain gentleman who came to invade his press brief, claiming to also be suppliers. Tuonyeshe, wewe ni member wa group. Wewe ni member wa group gani? Popular comedian and YouTuber Sami Kiyoko has broken his silence after a brutal assault that left him hospitalized, saying the overwhelming support he received from Kenyans carried him through one of the darkest moments of his life. Yes. Uh, Speaking after he left Nairobi Hospital after 9 days, hey, he stayed there for 9 days. Kyoko said he drew strength from a community that refused to abandon him or even after he battled pain, uncertainty of life, and frustration of unpaid dues. Sami Kyoko, comedy is never dead really within our comedians. I carried a voice that refused to stay silent, he said. Through interview, pain, and attacks, I faced the unthinkable, yet never felt alone. Sami Kyoko had the good faith of the people of Machakos. Yeah, they came through for him, and he feels confident that he's not alone. He's feeling well. He wants the people to know that he's out of Nairobi Hospital, and he survived a very brutal handling by the Machakos County Executive. Yes, that is Sami Kyoko for you. Comedy is alive. It's a good thing. And yes. Now, on international matters, hey, a president here has appointed his son as the deputy president, the vice president. Some things we do in Africa are just amazing. Some things vitu tunafanya hii Kenya, hii Africa, vitu vya maajabu. Now, how MPs voted to deny media houses Kenya shillings 826 million in pending bills. This is an issue that, Mr. President, again, I will have to disagree with. MPs diverted pending bills owed to the media houses, and they gave the monies to facilitate the organization, state broadcasting organization. And that was very wrong, Mr. President, because these monies would be seen like gagging the media from covering the coming general election in 2027. And it's really very crucial monies that needs to be paid to the media houses. Media houses have rendered services to the state, and the state needs to reciprocate that by paying them back. 826 million Kenya shillings is not small monies, Mr. President. And I'm not saying it's directly to Mr. President, because the parliament actually handled this issue. And I think the parliament is doing very wrong on this. They should have considered paying, actually, the committee that is led by one KJ. You'd think KJ, having been grown to the member of parliament status by the creative industry, he would consider that the media houses needs to be paid their dues on time, actually, because the monies were there. It's only that the monies were diverted to other activities. This is not very good from the members of parliament. A missing college girl, an ex-boyfriend, and a disturbing midnight WhatsApp message. Let us see this and see what was happening here. When Doreen Achieng received an unexpected WhatsApp call from her younger sister, Rose Benta Atieno, in the evening of Sunday, April 5th, 2026, she could not have imagined it would have marked the beginning of a desperate and unrelenting search for a loved one whose whereabouts remain unknown to date. There's not much information on that here. It seems to be a person missing, a college girl and a boyfriend. Apparently, one sent a WhatsApp message to the other, and one went missing. There's no much information into that. Yes, there is the Samburu governor who was apparently attacked by Sifuna. And it's quite interesting how he's calling a rematch. And here he's commenting, saying that Sifuna, he did not run from Sifuna. It's only that he respects the house called the parliament, and he's ready to face Sifuna one on one anywhere that Sifuna feels okay. Sifuna is also responding to him, saying that um, the governor knows where to find Sifuna, so he can always look for him. Vitu zingine ni za maajabu. These are two leaders calling each other for a fight, and they are very confident and want to throw their masculinity and egos out there. One ran away, actually. One was uh, fairly. I do not want to get into that, but he ran. So now he's calling back to the next leader, that is Sifuna, and telling him now that he needs a rematch because he wasn't comfortable at where Sifuna attacked him in the premises of parliament. He needs to meet Sifuna elsewhere so they can have one-on-one, boom, boom, boom. And I think one of those matches with the head with Majembe, vurugu, inaitwa vurugu. I think it's only fair sasa parliament wapange kitu moja, pia si tuende tujionee huko. Sio mbaya, if they are calling each other out, why not? Tuende tujione huko, tuone ni nani atashinda mwingine. Petroleum saga. Again, why would a CS say, I did not know? I did not know. Why? CS Wandani. Kenya rejects 60 tons super petrol cargo. Again, CS Wandani once went to Citizen and told our very own interviewer, the very beautiful lady, that he has good quality oil. He couldn't substantiate what kind of oil, but he had good quality oil. The expert is all over with mishaps nowadays. But yes, that's him. So Nyashinsky, the residency, it's drawing. The tickets were going for 20 Gs and they've already sold out. The event is on the 8th of April 2026. This guy is making crowds. Wow. A ticket going for 20,000 Kenya shillings and the tickets are already sold out. He's clocking 40 now. Okay, I thought Shinsky had already gotten to 40. Apparently, he's clocking 40 now. So, yes, that is news for you. What Kenya stands to gain from FIFA series. Let me not get to sports. I am terrible in sports. I am extremely, extremely terrible in sports. I will just read the headlines for you, then you can unwrap them for yourself. We'll get an expert. There's a show that runs at Kelele TV that handles sports only, and I will throw the headlines at them. They can handle that now. Inside Kenya's pipeline plans to reclaim African volleyball title. Doha Diamond League postponed until June due to Gulf conflict. So there's a league called Diamond League. It's been postponed until June because of the conflicts on at the Gulf. Triple Olympic champ Gabi Thomas coming to Kenya. I do not know who that is, but he's coming to Kenya. Sports people know better. Kiza, ex-Wanyama teammate scoring wonder goals in Kenya. Najua Wanyama. Sijui Kiza ni nani. So apparently he's doing very good things. Iran awaiting FIFA response on World Cup venue switch. Iran is still doing wonders. If they can fight and play ball, then it shows this country is outdoing itself. They can handle Trump. On the other hand, on the legs, they can do the hands. On the legs, they are playing ball. Talk about chew and talk. These people can do wonders. FIFA series. Kenya feel the heat after Australia India due in Nairobi on Tuesday. Okay, football people. Lindy Atieno primed to power Kenya's U17 FIFA World Cup qualifier push. I do not know what I just read, but yes. Linda Atieno primed to power Kenya U17 FIFA World Cup qualifier push. St. Mary's Yala, All Saints Embu gets the party going as school games begin. Uh-huh. Barrier mud pool and steep inclines. Kaptagat host race on different kinds. Let me just get deeper into that because I have no idea what I just read. So Kaptagat in Elgeyo Marakwet County is more popular with athletic stars and high altitude training camps. It hosts global sports communication athletics camp, which is the training base for World Cup qualifiers. Starlines. Oh, okay. Ah, yeah. So now I get it. So, sports people, I know you've also get it. So that is it for us today. Thank you very much for watching. Imagine Nairobi. We were just perusing through the Magazetini for you today, just to get you catched up this morning and know what is trending, what is going on within your country. And Kenya, I think it's about time. If there is going to be an issue with fuel, I think it's only right that we go the Madagascar way and declare a state emergency over energy, because we do not want to be caught pants down like the last time we had people selling fuel in jerry cans getting only 1 liter per person. That is not fair. It's also not fair having people to compete for fuel, knowing very well the danger is coming. So I think it's only fair that the government takes caution, realizes if there is a problem, let them declare it, let them have the public know. So we do not have people panicking after, people planning for jobs they cannot deliver because there's a shortage of fuel. So please, 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 the relevant people, so please take caution of that and just inform us in early enough for we can know. The EPRA thing, appointing thing, getting directives to appoint whom, the courts will take care of that, but we as a nation need to get caution if there is anything happening. There is one crucial thing I did not handle that I forgot. HELB is cutting down on its support to students. It's literally shrinked the monies they give to students, and I think campus life is going to get very hard for students. And it's only fair that now that students take caution of that and realize tough times are ahead of us. I do not know why HELP decided to shrink their submissions to campus students, but campus students sasa lazima mkaze belt kidogo, mambo inakuwa ngumu kidogo. So ukipata kasupu kako sio uanze kata maji anyhowly. So please take caution of that. I was your host for today. My name is Tuku Moita. Join us tomorrow again. This afternoon, we're going to have another show. It's going to be totally different. It's going to be politics. But it is enough for today with politics. Magazetini, I think now you're fully appraised of what is happening within our region. Thank you very much for joining us and have a great morning.